He started last, finished 6th.
Max Verstappen back up to P6.
Now he's heading to the one track he owns.
Why that happened or how that happened, I've never experienced something like that before in my career.
That's not a rookie. That's not someone just having a bad season. That's a 4-time world champion. And he needed x-rays. His qualifier was over on his first flying lap. Rear locked, wall, red flag, P20. And yet, teammate DNF'd. Piastri didn't even make the start. Verstappen carved through 14 cars on a tire strategy that was working against him the entire race. Finished P6. Now he's going to Suzuka, the track where he has 4 consecutive victories, an all-time record, where no driver in F1 history has ever won more in a row. So can Max make it 5 in a row? Can anyone actually stop him? Or has the 2026 reset finally handed his rivals what they need to end the Suzuka streak? Let's start with the uncomfortable truth, because Max fans deserve honesty, not hype. The RB22 is not the fastest car right now. The crash at turn 1 in qualifying wasn't Max losing it. He was very clear about that. The rear completely locked under braking. That's not a driver mistake. It was a car issue. Full stop. And FP2, earlier that same day, he went off again. His teammate Isak Hadjar, freshly promoted from Racing Bulls, qualified P3. Looked impressive. Then went to the media and said flat out that Red Bull don't have the pace to win. That's your own driver, 3rd on the grid, still saying you can't win. And then, as if to make absolutely sure the message landed, his car broke down mid-race and didn't finish. So Red Bull's weekend summary went something like this. Driver admits no pace, car confirms it with a DNF. A rough weekend and a big crisis. And Laurent Mekies, Red Bull's team principal, had already told the paddock before Melbourne that he expected them to be trailing rivals early in the season. That was before the crash, before Hadjar's DNF, before Australia confirmed what the whispers were already saying. Mercedes locked out the front row. They delivered a dominant 1-2 in the race, Russell winning by almost 3 seconds. Ferrari sat P3 and P4 with Leclerc and Hamilton. McLaren P5 with Norris. Red Bull, 6th. The car that delivered 4 Constructors' Championships is, right now, the 3rd fastest package on the grid. The new regs reshuffled everything, and Red Bull lost the reshuffle. So that's the reality. But Suzuka isn't Australia, and the reason why changes everything, which I'm gonna get to. But first, I do need to show you exactly how dangerous these rivals are looking right now, because this definitely isn't just a Red Bull problem. And if you want more of this no BS, in-depth F1 breakdown all season long, just do me a favor, smash like and subscribe right now. Button's right there, and we're just getting started. Now, I do have to give credit, because dismissing what Mercedes and Ferrari brought to Australia would be genuinely stupid. Mercedes. Russell took pole by nearly 3/10 from his own teammate, locked out the front row. Then a 1-2 in the race, winning by almost 3 seconds. The W16 looked planted, composed, and brutally efficient all weekend. The Mercedes power unit has a clear advantage in this new era, on single lap and race pace. Suzuka is extremely sensitive to power unit performance. If that edge translates directly, Russell is a genuine threat for pole. Then Ferrari. And this is the part being massively underreported. Under the 2026 regulations, with the MGU-H gone, turbo lag is genuinely a problem. At race starts, drivers need roughly 10 seconds to spool that turbo back up. That gap between lights out and full power is where grid positions get lost. Ferrari built a smaller, more compact turbo on the SF26. Faster spool time. Leclerc and Hamilton get off the line quicker than almost everyone on the grid. And then they went to the FIA and blocked a proposal to change the start procedure. Let that sink in. They engineered an advantage, then legally protected it before anyone could level the field. Just wow. In Australia, Ferrari locked out the second row in the race, Leclerc P3, Hamilton P4. Strong cornering speed through the fast sections, even if they were 8/10 off Mercedes on raw power. That deficit shrinks at Suzuka's high downforce layout. And Norris, P5. The reigning world champion went nowhere. McLaren is still lurking. So yeah, Russell is flying on confidence. Hamilton wants to prove Ferrari was the right call. Norris wants to defend his title on the circuit where Max runs the table every single year. All three have machinery to take Suzuka from him. The walls are closing in. But here's the thing none of them can account for: what Max actually did in Australia. Just stop and think about what you actually watched at Albert Park. Not the crash. What came after? P20. Hard tires. A car rebuilt overnight. Every driver around him on mediums. And it starts before he even gets to turn 1. Under these 2026 regulations, the power unit can't deploy electrical energy below 50 kilometers an hour. The turbo needs time to spool. So, from the back of the grid on hard tires with zero electrical help off the line, every car around him had a cleaner, faster launch. He was already losing ground in the first 50 meters. Dug into a hole before the first corner of the season. Then the race itself. The hard compound was graining badly. Every stint was a tire management crisis. The mediums around him were faster. The car was unpredictable, and he still carved through the entire midfield. By halfway, he's already working through the pack. He finishes P6, 14 positions gained, behind only the 2 Mercedes, the 2 Ferraris, and the reigning world champion, on the opening race of the biggest regulation change in 2 decades. With every possible disadvantage stacked on top of him from lap 1, in a car that couldn't win. Max is the king of adaptability. You could see the frustration on his face after the race. He said it was super frustrating. He wasn't celebrating P6. He was furious it wasn't a podium. That's not a normal reaction. That's a driver operating at a level where finishing 6th from last in a rebuilt car on the wrong compound in a brand new regulation era still registers as a bad weekend. And now he's going to Suzuka, where in 4 consecutive years, he's never once left without the trophy. But wait, there's something I haven't told you yet. This part makes all of this even more interesting. The track itself has changed. And the way it's changed plays straight into his hands in a way no one on that rival list can directly counter. 4 consecutive wins, 2022, 23, 24, and 25. No driver in Formula One history has won more consecutively at this circuit. The S-curves, the S's, 130R, the spoon. These are corners where full commitment is the only option. Half commitment costs you a lot more than no commitment. You either trust the car completely or the lap time bleeds away intense you can never recover. Max commits harder than anyone else on the grid. In 2025, he held off both McLarens at Suzuka on a weekend McLaren arguably had the faster car. He drove around the deficit. He committed when others just couldn't. Now, here's the wild card nobody is talking about enough. Suzuka has been resurfaced. New asphalt laid across key sections ahead of this race. That means lower grip. The circuit will evolve from FP1 to Sunday in ways no team's dataset can fully predict. Every setup is a moving target, and the car hierarchy compresses when nobody has the tire data nailed down yet. When car setup information is incomplete and the surface is still coming in, well, driver skill expands to fill that gap. The fastest car advantage shrinks. The best driver advantage grows. This is exactly where Verstappen lives. Ferrari's turbo launch is real, and it will matter at the start. But you have to admit, Suzuka overtaking is brutal. Once you're behind, you stay behind, which means the race is decided in the first 5 laps, and then it's a tire management battle on an unpredictable surface for the rest of the afternoon. These two things combined, his ability to extract a lap from a surface no one has decoded yet, and his tire management on a circuit where patience wins more than pace, That's the path to 5. The question is whether his rivals have figured out how to close it. So let's predict. Standard weekend, no sprint, qualifying Saturday, race Sunday. Mercedes are the class of the field. Russell has to be the favorite for pole. Ferrari's cornering speed puts Leclerc in the mix as well. But Max has the qualifying lap record at Suzuka and 4 consecutive poles there. On a fresh asphalt surface that no team has complete data on, his ability to read what a car is giving him in real time to build a lap from almost nothing is a genuine front row threat. If Red Bull resolves the rear stability issues from Australia, he's fighting easily for P2 or P3. Don't rule out pole entirely either. So let me give you every threat properly, because this field is genuinely dangerous. Ferrari's turbo gets Leclerc and Hamilton off the line fast. That much we already know for sure. But there's another layer to the FS26 people aren't talking about enough. Ferrari's rear wing on this car has a unique flex behavior under high-speed load. It gives them straight-line speed on top of their cornering strength. At Suzuka, where you need to be fast through the technical sections and down the back straight, that combination makes them dangerous from 2 directions at once. And Hamilton specifically. Australia just wasn't his race. He was still learning a new car, new team, and a new power unit. But Lewis Hamilton arriving at Suzuka, a circuit where he's won 3 times with a full winter of Ferrari data and something to prove, that's not the same driver who is finding his feet in Melbourne. And he's been vocal about his hunger this season. A focused, motivated Hamilton at a track he knows deeply is a completely different threat to anything we saw in round 1. Then McLaren. Piastri didn't even start in Australia. DNS. The car is fast, the driver is clinical, and he arrives at Suzuka with 0 race mileage in these regulations and everything to prove. If he hits the ground running and Norris finds the pace he showed in flashes through Melbourne, McLaren suddenly has 2 drivers attacking from different strategies. That's a headache no team wants to manage, including Red Bull. Mercedes will be hard to beat on pure pace through the middle. The rivals are real. The threats are layered. But this is where it lands. Tire degradation on new asphalt at a circuit that demands full commitment with a car already proven to be drivable above its potential. That's the scenario built for Verstappen. This specific circuit rewards everything he does that doesn't show up in a datasheet. Max wins 5 consecutive victories at Suzuka. History made. They said the new regs would reset everything. He started dead last in Australia. Rebuilt car, wrong tires, called 6th place a disaster. Mercedes is faster. Ferrari is clever. Norris is dangerous. And it still doesn't matter. Never, ever bet against Max Verstappen at Suzuka. So drop your prediction below. 5 in a row for Max? Or does 2026 finally give this circuit a new king? And if you think I'm too confident on Red Bull, given what Albert Park showed us, let me know. Prove me wrong in the comments. That's kind of the whole point. Hit like, subscribe, and see you before race week.